I made a mallet from scraps not long ago, and I have a lot more wood where those scraps came from. There are hardwood 2x3 pallet runners that I milled into usable lumber to make tools and furniture. On the joiner, I get two sides square, the first step to getting thinner but square parts that I can glue up without gaps. Next, on the planer, with the jointed face down, I get all the parts plain and equal in thickness. From this point, I'm ready to cut it into 3/4 inch boards. I don't need to square the fourth side, as it will be the last offcut left once I'm done. I ripped all my 2x3s into 3/4 boards, which left me with a thin offcut to discard. The outside of the handles requires less wood than 3/4 inches, so I'm resawing it into two boards using my gripper to push it through safely. Cut all the parts to length. The mallet is 12 inches, so I need 9 inches for the thin parts and 12 inches for the center of the handle. Cut them about half an inch more to make sure you have enough, and trim off later after assembly. The first glue ups I do are the handles, one 12-inch part with two 9-inch thinner parts around it. Clamp it all up and leave to dry while you work on the head of the mallet. For the head parts, I'm just gluing up the 3/4 inch boards at full length, to cut them once they're dry at the length needed. The mallet is 4 inches wide, so I'm cutting my parts to 5 inches to have enough to trim the length without danger. The middle part is split in half because of the handle, so cut them at about 2.5 inches. The extra parts will be used for shims. Don't discard anything. For the glue ups, sandwich a 1x2 into the parts and leave a wedge at the top before clamping it all up to dry. To wedge the handle in the mallet head, rip two slices into the top part of the handle. This is where we will insert the shims once the handle is in the mallet. I'm using the belt sander to shape the handles. In the future, I might start using the router table to get them started and save me some time and sandpaper. For now, this worked great though. Make sure to create a nice comfortable area for the hand. Cut off the extra on the sides of the mallet heads and set them aside to make shims, the next step. Again, on the bandsaw, use the parts we just cut off and make small shims. Those will be inserted in the slices we did in the handles once the handles are in the mallet heads. Instead of sanding the whole mallet head like I did the first time, I'm using the table saw and an extended gripper to square it up. Like and subscribe. It helps my videos get shown to more people. Thanks to all subscribers. Measure lines 2 inches from the hole on the bottom of the mallet. This is to align the miter saw to cut them to length. Set your saw to 3 degrees and cut on the point we just measured. The point was the short side, so make sure you don't get those inversed. Using the router, I'm adding a 45-degree chamfer to all the edges. Give everything a good sanding at 120 grit before finishing everything by hand at 220, then 320 grit. To assemble, make sure to add plenty of glue at the top of the handle and insert it at the bottom of the mallet head. Add some more glue from the top, then insert the 4 shims. Using the first mallet I made, I'm tapping the shims in. Don't go too hard, but make sure they're bottomed out. Once the mallets are dry, flip them over and sand the shims flush. Using smaller grits and eventually by hand, I make the top as smooth as the rest. Finalize the mallets. Butcher block oil is a great finish for those. It can't get damaged and is easy to recoat without any sanding. If you're interested in getting one of those mallets, check out mattbuilds.com. Like and subscribe if you want more videos like this. See you next time.